Thank you all for coming out this morning. And yes, the sunshine has arrived, and just a few days, the month of May will arrive, and that's the kickoff for the month of May, and of course the Little 500 Festival, and the 70th running this year of the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM, City of Anderson Little 500 Festival, and welcome to our press conference this morning. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to start this morning with the mayor of the City of Anderson, Tom Broderick. Tom, come on up.
Certainly appreciate the opportunity to be here, and as the mayor, I want to welcome all of you. And we're so proud of Anderson Speedway and what they do for the City of Anderson. It's hard to believe, 70 years. I look around the crowd, I don't see very many people here that were here for the first one probably. But as you know, we have a long history in this community. And this has been just such an iconic place for Anderson. It draws so many folks into the community that otherwise wouldn't come. And they certainly appreciate, not only as fans, but also as race car drivers, the opportunities that they have here and the things they get to see and the excitement they get to feel. And anyone who's ever had the opportunity, and all of you have, but anyone's had that opportunity to sit in the stands when they start the Little 500, it's so exhilarating and such an exciting thing to see all those cars out on that quarter-mile track. I know I was talking to Ken the other day, and he was telling me about the first time that he'd been here and experienced it. It's just an experience that one really has to be here to understand the true thrill. And anytime I think about race weekend here in Indiana, I always think of the Little 500 long before I think of the Big 500. It's really been part of my life growing up as a lifelong citizen. So I'm very proud as the mayor to be able to be here today to welcome all of you to this press conference and this event. And I do have Rick, if you're here, I do have a check I'd like to present to you. Where is Rick at? Come on up here. The city is proud to assist because we do appreciate everything that you guys do and that you bring so much excitement and bring new folks into the community. And so I'd like to present to you a check for $2,000 as a sponsorship to help you out as you move forward in the season. So thank you again and congratulations.
Thank you. Next up, I want to introduce our Little 500 Festival Queen for the 2018 70th Payless Little 500 and the 31st Anderson Little 500 Festival. Our festival queen this year, Ellie Stewart, a student at Alexandria, home of the Tigers. Ellie, good morning.
I just want to thank you all for coming, and I think this is such an amazing experience, and I can't wait to be a part of this. This is actually my first year participating in anything like this, so I'm really excited for all the experiences to come. And
Nancy Anderson, chairperson, 31st City of Anderson Little 500 Festival. Nancy, to share a little bit about the events for this year's Little 500 Festival, and we've added a few events this year, so very exciting. Nancy?
Hold them down here, this win this morning. So good morning, everyone. I'm Nancy Anderson. I'm the foundation director for St. Vincent Anderson. And I've also had the distinct pleasure of being chairperson of the Little 500 Festival for the last 3 years. So as Matt had alluded to, we have added a few more events to our lineup of activities during the month of May. And you may not know that the festival was started about 31 years ago by Dixie Contos, and it was an opportunity for the community and this big event to really contribute to our local charities. So over the span of 31 years, our local charities have, because of the festival, have raised over $2 million to support their causes. So let's hear it for all of our local charities. So again, this year is no different, but as Matt had mentioned, we do have a few new organizations participating in the festival this year. We have United Way on board doing a diaper drive throughout the month of May. We also have the City of Anderson who's resurrecting an event that we used to have as part of the 500 Festival. We're doing a classic car show on May 19th downtown at Dickman Town Center. So that's a new event. Also, St. Vincent's Victoria Guild supports the hospital's fundraising efforts, and they're doing a yard sale on May 18th. And our local art, new A-Town Center is going to be having their very first gallery opening on May 19th. So May 19th is going to be a busy day. That's the Gruenwald House. You've also got the Mayor's Cup Grand Prix go-kart racing that day. So please be sure to get around. On May 3rd, Payless has got a number of events that are going to kick off the month of May. Payless has been obviously very involved with the Little 500 Festival for all 31 of its years. And Payless is doing a series of bingo events throughout the month of May that will benefit Second Harvest Food Bank. And Tim Keen's here today to probably get up here and talk about some of that, I'm assuming. But also, if you're interested in playing golf, Payless also has a golf tournament that's going to take place on May 16th. So again, we hope that you'll watch your local Herald Bulletin, listen to us on WHBU, and follow us on Facebook. But all of these events are listed on the AndersonSpeedway.com website. So you can find a complete listing of activities, and we hope that you'll join us during the month of May to support our local charities. So again, thank you very much.
Well, it's only appropriate that, the spring has been so dismal around here that the sun starts coming up when we kick off the festival. You don't know how proud I am to be able to be the person I'm not the one that does it all, but gets to stand in the forefront and absorb this entire month, and especially that night next month when we assemble 33 of the best sprint car drivers in the world at our speedway. And literally, it is an international event. Just this Saturday, I got an email from some folks in London that are going to be visiting. They'd seen our track and seen footage of the event over in England, and they bought tickets. Jessica, I think the other day, got a call from our friends in New Zealand that are bringing their group of 40 or 50 people. So we are truly an international event here at the Speedway, and more importantly, an integral part of the community. And that's the way that the partnership with Anderson, the administration, the folks in this community is what makes this all possible. And of course, my hard workers here at the track. It's a labor of love, and we appreciate it. This year, for the 70th time, they told Joe Helpling back in 1949 that it would never work. There wouldn't be any cars left at the end of the race, and it would be a total disaster. So we're going to show that that disaster carries on for the 70th time in a row on May the 26th, and see who brings home this beautiful handmade crystal trophy from Jeff and the good folks at Prestige Art Glass. Hey, Jeff, where are you at? Right here. They hand make this special trophy. There's only going to be 2 like it in the world. So, and Kyle, I know that you probably show yours proudly that you got recently, but we had the last 2 years have basically been sellouts. The way the tickets are selling this year, we actually started in November this year, the earliest we ever have. They're going very rapidly again. Ken Schrader's coming back. Tony Stewart won't be back this year because he's racing in Monaco in the F1 race, but he has said that, he wants to win this race. So who knows who might show up, but we've already got a great entry list, and like I said, they're the best race car drivers in the world. There's no race like it anywhere. We travel around the country, especially during the winter, going to different tracks, and everybody knows Anderson Speedway in Anderson, Indiana, and the Little 500, and I'm very proud of that. Right now, I would like to introduce a young man that we are very proud of and has done what very few have done at this track. Only, I don't even know how many it is. It's not 70 because we've had some repeat winners. But I'd like to introduce our 2017 champion of the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM, Mr. Kyle Hamilton.
It's an honor to be the champion. It's been an honor this last year representing Little 500. Go to events like the PRI show, other tracks around the world, and people ask you about the Little 500, and I'm always telling people to buy a ticket. You got to see it for yourself. So it's been an honor to be a champion. I want to thank everybody who's put in the work to make it what it is. It's one of the premier events in the country, and I look forward to coming back and running this event every year. And it should be a staple on my calendar for years to come.
Leading up to the Little 500 this year, of course, we got the festival, which is very close to my heart. along with the race. But out here at the track on Wednesday, we've got open practice like we had last year, and our good friends at the Template are going to put on a big feed for everybody out here. And I'll save it for a little later, but we have special events on pole day this year and on bump day, which it looks like, again, we're going to have several cars to be bumped. Jared's estimating we'll have between 40 and 45 cars again, try to make the 33-car field. And then a huge day starting out on Saturday. We have been able to assemble all but I think 2 or 3 of the living winners of the Little 500. We're going to have a big breakfast, which Danny will talk about when he gets up on the stage, benefiting the March of Dimes on race day. Hall of Fame banquet will then be in the afternoon again, and we've been honored with the fact that they are IRMA, the Indiana Racing Memorial Association, is actually going to present a marker for Anderson Speedway, which I'm very proud of. And then, of course, Saturday night we have the big race. And it is also going to be broadcast this year in a full 2-hour show on MAV TV, which hopefully someday we'll get in Anderson, but it's seen all over the world, but it'll be on tape delayed. And then we will also have pay-per-view for those folks that can't be here with us. They can't experience the whole feeling of it, but they want to watch the Little 500, and it'll be available on pay-per-view. And this race is actually, even though Anderson Speedway runs the race, and it is our race, we are actually sanctioned by 2 racing organizations, Must See Racing, which is basically in conjunction with Speed Sport News that does the TV for it, and our good friends at the USSA, United States Speed Association, also is a co-sanction of this race and support us tremendously with drivers and publicity and everything for the race. And I'd like to introduce Eric Bunn with the United States Speed Association to tell you a little bit about what they do.
I'd just like to start off this morning by thanking not only Rick and the folks here at Anderson Speedway, the people from Payless Supermarkets, the men and women of the United Auto Workers and GM, City of Anderson, everybody that puts on this event. I was telling Ken Delavestide this morning that I'm starting my 50th year running up down the road car racing in 2018. And the Little 500 is about as special a car race as you'll find anywhere. And Rick and Anderson and everybody should be very proud of what you folks have accomplished. The 70th Payless Little 500, we have a history, our company, our sanctioning body at Anderson. We ran our first race at this racetrack on pretty short notice on July 22nd in 2009. So we're beginning the celebration of our 10th year of sanctioning and conducting car racing, basically in Indiana and Ohio and the Midwest. Our competitors are, I mean, Kyle is a perfect example. He started, I think you said you were 15, racing here in 2007. And we've seen Kyle come through every type of car that we've ever sanctioned, from Canyon midgets to full midgets to sprint cars. And he's a wonderful person. We're proud of him. Our competitors look at the Payless Little 500 presented by GM, not as a car race, but as a destination for their careers. They see what goes on. We come here for the race on Saturday, and very rarely do I see a competitor of ours that's not here just to see the Little 500. Last year, we had 8 of our alumni drivers in the field of 33, and since 2011, we've had former or semi-current, Kyle still races with us when he can, win the Little 500 5 of the years between 2011 and this year. Jacob Wilson's won it twice. Kyle's won it once. And so it's a pretty neat deal. Our drivers want to compete. They want to come to Anderson, and they just enjoy the program. A good example of a new person coming to the Little 500, of how our drivers look at it, is Dameron Taylor is a 2-time Mel Canyon Midget Series champion. Last year, he was the first alternate, I think, in the Little 500, driving for Doug Deach and his family. Dameron's family was impressed enough with everything that went on and how things were done that they went out and bought themselves a sprint car so they can run the Little 500 this year in their own family car. So Dameron's intention is to not be sitting over on the hill when the race starts, but to be in the field of 33. Part of those drivers last year, pole sitter, Caleb Armstrong's won the pole the last 2 years. So we have more than just a sanctioning body interest in the Little 500. We're proud of our drivers, we're proud of our association with the racetrack, and we're proud of our long association with the city of Anderson, because we all enjoy coming here and spending our money here, Mayor, as we're through town. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all on behalf of the United States Speed Association for the privilege of being a part of the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM.
And let's welcome to the stage Patrick Rice from the Template in Elwood to talk about their involvement in Pole Day this year. Patrick?
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, buddy. It's glad to see all of you here on this wonderful, wonderful day we have. The Template is very, very happy to be involved with the Anderson Speedway in the way we are, not only with the Little 500, but year-round. We are very happy to be involved with the Speedway, not only with advertising and giveaways, but more as a partner, because the business that we have gained from Anderson Speedway and our partnership here has been amazing. So anybody out there thinking to advertise would be a good idea, because you have my 100% backing on that, because it's done well for us. As far as Pole Day goes, they presented us with a unique opportunity to sponsor Pole Day, and I'll tell you what, how could we turn that down? Field of 33 decided by what, 50? How many? 52 drivers, possibly 52 entries. I mean, that's going to be one exciting day. So we hope to see you all there. It's a free day. Make sure you invite everybody out and come see us on Template Pole Day.
All right, next up this morning, Joe Brandon. Joe Brandon is the owner of Parallax Power Supply, and Joe's going to share their involvement with Bump Day. Come on up, Joe.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming, and appreciate the opportunity. This is our first year of really participating in the 500, Little 500. I've been out here pretty much my whole life, sit in the stands, watch the race. We go around the country and watch these drivers race at other tracks, and it's great to see them all come here. I really want to thank Rick for putting this together and keeping it together. It's a great deal for the city of Anderson. Like I say, people come from all over the world to come here to Anderson, our hometown, to watch these great drivers race. I also want to thank his staff, because they don't work just the month of May, they work the whole year tying this thing together. And all the drivers, team owners, teams, sponsors that help put the cars and machines together to race this race. We've got the Bump Day, Bump Day. And we're hoping for a good, fast, exciting, safe day. Everybody needs to come out. I'd also like to thank all of our dealers across the nation that support Parallax Power Supplies. It's a great RV product, and there's a lot of RVs in racing, so let's go racing.
All right, next up this morning, Danny Ernstis. Danny is with the UAW, and Danny's going to talk about the partnership with the March of Dimes and their involvement with the Little 500. Danny? Morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Danny Ernstis with UAW. I also representing UAW GM. And so you see not here is the Pace truck. We do have a Pace truck. So Sam Pierce Chevrolet was very gracious in providing a Pace truck. We have a very unique design this year commemorating the 70th running. I know you will all like it. But you got to have this truck ready for today. And he promised me, and He had it, like life takes its toll, you know, he had a death in the family, he had to take care of it, but it should be done this week. You should see it on the streets of Anderson. You should see it everywhere. So it will serve the community proud. And we do want to thank Sam Pierce Chevrolet because they provide the push trucks, they provide the Pace truck, and they provide vehicles that are built right here in Indiana with Local 2209 right here in Fort Wayne. And we are very, very proud of that fact that we use those vehicles. And you know, when you don't have that Pace truck, you know, it's like everybody's like, when something's gone, you don't, you know, when it's there, you have it. When you don't have it, I'm getting so much hell because I don't have that Pace truck done. I'm getting calls out of Fort Wayne, where's the Pace truck at? You know, like what's going on? But we're honored. We will have the UAW GM display here that week. We also, our partner for the 500 Festival is the March of Dimes. So we leverage our sponsorship with them and our locals, and we do quite a few unique things. One of the things we are sponsoring this year is the Breakfast of Champions on Saturday morning, right? Yep. I should know, we helped set it up. So, but we're doing it. We're going to sell 33 tables to represent the field, and we're also, there's going to be current drivers and the champions that'll be there at the table, and the tables are going to go cheap for $150. So we've sold about 10 of them so far, and again, I'm waiting on a flyer from all of our partners. So I think no lack of sunshine and weather has affected everybody. It's like, hey, let's get going. So, but we're going to do that. But I do want to bring one other thing up is our champion sitting right there. So I cannot say enough for him. He's a great young man, handles himself very well. I was going through pictures, and there was one from like 2010, you know, at other racetracks with us, and he's always been good to us. And we trying to get him some more sponsorship, you know, where he's racing. And so Chevrolet is GM. They're building a new Chevy Silverado 5500, great big one. They're building it. They decided to build it here in the United States in Springfield, Ohio, with Navistar. So put them all together, and we got a little sponsorship deal going with Kyle for Build Buy American with Kyle and Chevy, the new Chevy Silverado. So hopefully, fingers crossed, toes, we're working a deal to have that truck here. We were at it's a nice truck. I was surprised how well it's received, but we got a deal with Kyle to represent us on that. So we appreciate it. We couldn't ask for a better champion. He handles himself very well. Thank you, Kyle. We appreciate it. He's freezing to death sitting there. So.
Let's welcome to the stage this morning from Kroger and Payless, Ron Tarleton. Ron, come on up.
Hi, I'm Ron Tarleton, store manager at the local Payless here down the street on Main Street. We love the Little 500, and we love the Little 500 Festival. And put your phone down. So, I've been lucky to be with Payless and Kroger for the last 29 years, and we always look forward to the month of May. And a couple of times I was outside Anderson working at Kroger stores, and I always had to come back and see my friends here and be part of the Little 500. At Kroger here, our charity is the Second Harvest Food Bank. We've been working with them over the years. Last year we was able to raise $20,000. That all went to them. Over the years we raised over $220,000 total that went to local charities. This year, I'm proud to say we got 2 more stores helping out in Muncie. We got 2 Payless stores, and we have the store managers here. They'll be part of the fundraising for Second Harvest. And then also, we are going to donate a $2,500 check to Tim King from Second Harvest here in a minute. And we also donated $5,000 last week for the Phillipo event that they did. It was last Friday at the Polytechnic building. Had a very good turnout there. So, ask for the store manager to come up here so we can present the check.
I just want to take the opportunity to lift up this fine association we have with Kroger and Payless. It's been going on for a number of years. These folks jump in, and they jump in deep, and they're in there consistently. So we appreciate the association with them. It's been a great partnership. We are in many ways very similar. We're in the food business, and so we're also in the relationship business. We feel like we connect in a lot of different ways, and this opportunity to work with them is going to benefit lots and lots of people. So thank you for this, and look forward to a very productive month in May. Come out and play bingo, come out and play golf, all those things that are going on with the stores, so we look forward to it.
We raise probably between $100,000 and $150,000 a year here at the track for various charities throughout the county. 50/50s on race nights are all done by charities, and different events out here at Speedway. It's another thing we're very proud of. But we've really never done this, and it's kind of a surprise that I've been keeping from everybody. But we've decided that this year, and hopefully for a lot of years in the future, we've designated the Second Harvest Food Bank in Muncie as the official charity of Anderson Speedway, because we don't want anyone to go hungry. And we've set some pretty lofty goals. I think initially it was $5,000 or something like that. But I want to present Tim with a check for $500 to get it kicked off for us.
Well, needless to say, Second Harvest Food Bank is elated to have this relationship with the Anderson Speedway. You know, Rick and his team contribute a lot of positive energy in this community throughout the whole year, not just the month of May. They bring it. And the month of May, the Little 500, preparing for this racing season, as you've already heard, starts many months before May and probably never ends, since the racing season extends into the late fall. You know, we're excited for the opportunity to share our Help for Today and Hope for Tomorrow message with all the race fans, the sponsors, the drivers, and the community in general. This year is our organization's 35th anniversary. In 2017, we distributed almost 8 million pounds of food in our 8-county service area. That's approximately 6.5 million meals to people that are struggling. Madison County received 2.2 million pounds of this food through our 16 partner agencies, our 5 schools, and our direct service programs. Madison County has just under 20,000 residents, of whom over 6,000 are children, about 1 in 5, who are in need of some food assistance. So this new partnership will strengthen our programming and help close the gap for thousands of struggling families. So Rick, thank you to your team and your entire organization. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Tim Keene, again, Executive Director of Second Harvest Food Bank of East Central Indiana. Well, that wraps it up. We're through here. We're finished. And again, thank you all for coming out this morning and bearing the cold temperatures, but we do have a little bit of sunshine at least, so that's good news. All the events for the festival, more events for the race, and the details on the race as well, you can find those at AndersonSpeedway.com. You can also go to our website at the Visitors Bureau. That's visitAndersonMadisonCounty.com for more information on the Little 500 Festival events, and as well as the Little 500 race. And again, the 70th Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM and the City of Anderson, 31st Anderson Little 500 Festival. Thank you again for coming out this morning. There are some bottles of water and some snacks over here if you want to pick those up before you leave. Thanks for coming out this morning, everyone.